Lord of the Rings is good, but it could be better. Hi, I'm here to outline the most overlooked flaws in the extended edition of Lord of the Rings. Now, before you screech like a Nazgul into the comments and call me a fool of a took, let me explain. I love the Lord of the Rings books and movies more than Amy Schumer loves cheesecake. Now, some of you may think that's some low-hanging fruit, but nah, that's just her balls. The movies obviously hold up exceptionally well after 20 years with practical effects, deep character-driven plot lines, and fascinating settings. In fact, if I was to do a video on everything the films did right, it would well exceed the full runtime of the extended editions. But that's not why we're here. You came here to investigate my criticisms against the films and to see if they hold water, or if it's just straight up piss. So let's jump into it with the Dark Lord himself, the Witch King of Grimmedia.
On his 111th birthday, Bilbo does what we all wish we could do, put his finger in a glistening hole to escape his soul-crushing friends, relatives, and acquaintances. Through some persuasion, he leaves the ring to Frodo and heads off for Rivendell. Gandalf leaves the same night after a brief chat with Frodo. The Nazgul interrogate Gollum and ride out from Mordor at night in search of Gandalf arrives on the borders of Gondor at dawn, and then Gandalf rummages through ancient scrolls of the Second Age to find the hidden secret of the One Ring. Nazgul question a local on the name Baggins and is pointed toward Hobbiton. Frodo comes home stinking of hooch and cooch to find Gandalf hiding in the shadows. Here's the inconsistency with this. The way this is edited, the Nazgul left presumably around the same location as Gandalf arrived at. The Nazgul also left the night before Gandalf reached those borders of Gondor at sunrise, and they do not have to rest. Gandalf still had to finish his travels to Gondor and research libraries of ancient scrolls of the Second Age for God knows how long. It could have been days, weeks, months. How could he possibly get ahead of the Nazgul, who already have a significant head start on him? He would have to teleport there.
And as far as I'm aware, Gandalf the Grey cannot teleport, nor is he with Shadowfax, who can show him the meaning of haste. With Gandalf so preoccupied after the ring race had already left, it would be unattainable for him to reach Frodo in time. Therefore, I'm going to chalk this up as a plot convenience.
And then Gandalf has the nerve to say,
"There is one other who knew that Bilbo had the ring. I looked everywhere for the creature Gollum, but the enemy found him first."
When did you have time to do that on this mad fucking dash to Frodo?
Not only that, but the film's pacing makes it seem like all of this happens in a very short time span, where Gandalf leaves Bag End and it immediately cuts to Gollum's cries. Therefore, it seems inconsistent that Bilbo wore the ring for presumably minutes without drawing the attention of Sauron or the Black Captain and his merry men. Why would they need Gollum if they can sense when the ring is worn?
But in the books, it was 17 years after Bilbo left. Sauron didn't have enough strength to do anything when Bilbo wore the ring.
Sure, but a film should be able to stand on its own without relying on third-party source material to fix its mistakes, nor is this statement indicated anywhere in the film. Therefore, the film does a poor job establishing a consistent timeline. Mainly, this issue has to do with pacing and editing, but it creates significant inconsistencies in the storytelling.
And I don't like that, so here, let me fix these scenes. So Bilbo still leaves for Rivendell. Gandalf leaves after his chat with Frodo. Move this scene next. Enter subtitles now when Gandalf arrives at Gondor. He researches to find the secret of the One Ring. Nazgul interrogate Gollum and dash for Hobbiton now. Insert a scene where Gandalf is leaving Gondor, and now we have the same events but in a different order. Granting Gandalf knows the exact location of Frodo already, it is more convincing that he might win the race before Black Sabbath does, even if they do have a knight right ahead of him. Also, establishing a specific timeline fixes the issue with Bilbo. So basically, providing a subtitle, rearranging two scenes, and adding a shot grants clarity on the timeline and fixes most of the issues. It's a pretty easy error to fix, but it just likely went unnoticed. For a long time, that scene where Gandalf pops out of the shadows felt weird to me, and now I know why.
At all times they feel the presence of the ring, drawn to the power of the one. They will never stop hunting you.
You know, during this scene, I found it quite odd that Strider and the hobbits just sit there talking about how at all times the Nazgul can feel the presence of the ring and will never stop hunting for it, while in the same breath the Nazgul are right outside their window after screeching and slaughtering the mattresses, all with a fire going and Strider looking out the window at them.
The Nazgul would undoubtedly see that they're being watched, because if you examine this, we see the fireplace and Strider looking out the window at the Nazgul. Then it cuts and we can see his glowing window as the result of the fireplace from the Nazgul's perspective. Keep in mind, fire gives them away later to these Nazgul.
Put it out, you fools! Put it out! That's nice!
And if you think in that scene what gives them away to the Grateful Dead is Frodo yelling, then it's going to be mighty difficult to account for this scene. Where Sam slaps Frodo's chest and another tosses his stash of magic mushrooms about a nutsack's distance away from under this demon's boot.
And then the movie cuts away to just show us the hobbits and Strider leaving at sunrise. I guess since there was no feasible way to escape in that scene, the plot just has the Nazgul give up. When just moments ago they established that Sauron's slaves can sense the ring and will never stop hunting for it. Isn't that convenient?
Also, the film establishes several times that Frodo suffers the urge to wear the ring or hand it over in the presence of a Nazgul, but not when there's 5 outside his window.
They are the Nazgul, ring wraiths, neither living nor dead. At all times they feel the presence of the ring.
There is no fix for these scenes other than rewriting them completely. It's these plot conveniences that don't make sense in the context of the world building that make plot elements less convincing.
Also, by the time the ring wraiths get baptized, they cease to be a threat to Frodo, losing all power to sense and hunt down the One Ring. But we'll talk more about that in the next films.
Oh boy, I cannot wait for you to get to the worst flaw of them all. Why didn't the Fellowship ride the Eagles to Mordor?
Because it's idiotically suicidal. But I got one better. Why didn't they drive the automobile to Mordor? Do you see it? And there's the headlight. It's right there. And to be fair, the later movies had this edited out because people actually cared about this film. So refreshing. Obviously, this video is rather short, and that's because Fellowship of the Ring has pretty sound writing and execution. I had a lot of potential flaws hit the cutting room floor, so if you're wondering why something was or was not put in the video, let me know. I'll happily converse with you if you think I missed something. If you want to follow my critiques for Two Towers and Return of the King, please subscribe, because out of the 3 films, this one had the least amount of critical flaws, and it's about to get much more intense. I'd be delighted if you click the like button so my video is shown to more people, and if you didn't enjoy my content, well, you can suck my ass. Until next time, be critical, stay excellent.